Hello friends, my name is Raza Masood. Today we'll discuss about a topic residual risk. Friend, this is a very interesting topic with respect to project management, and if you are planning to give exam of PMP or project management, friend, you will see this topic in the exam. At least 5 to 10 questions will definitely be there which are directly related to risk management or residual risk. So you can understand that it is very necessary to understand the concept of residual risk to clear the exam. Either it's a PMP exam or either it's a university level exam of project management. Secondly, friend, if you are a professional project manager and working in any organization as a professional project manager, so as a project manager you must have to understand and cater the risk, and your understanding about the risk management and risk handling is very necessary to successfully or accomplish the project. So friend, let's start. First of all, I would request to please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell option as well so that my new videos can reach to you. So let's start. Residual risk. Friend, the topic residual risk, this topic is related to project management. First of all, we have to understand the project. Friend, do you know about project? The definition. Project, as per the definition, it's a temporary activity which has a beginning and ending point, and it gives you a unique output or product. That is called as project, as per the definition of PMBOK, Project Management Body of Knowledge. What does this mean basically? See, friend, if you are implementing, just take an example that let's assume that you are implementing an e-commerce solution for a customer, and your duration and project schedule is that you will complete the project within 4 months. After 4 months the project will finish, no more resource will work on that project, and resources will be released, and no more expenses on the project, and at the end of the day you have a new product, new release. So that is called as e-commerce solution. So friend, this is the main concept of a project, that it's temporary activity which gives you a which has a beginning and ending point, and it gives you a unique output or product. That is called as project. Now, risk. Risk, friend, is a uncertain condition of a project for which you are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. Like for example, if you are just take an example that you are launching a marketing campaign for ABC customer, and you have hired a new face or model for your marketing campaign, and you are not sure that after launching the marketing campaign people will like the new model or not. If people like the new model, uh, you will definitely get boost for your marketing campaign. It will become an opportunity for you. If people don't like the new model or new face, it will become an issue for you, and it will your marketing campaign can be failed due to this reason. So it will become an issue if people don't like the new model or new face. So friend, first of all, try to understand the concept of risk here. Risk is the uncertain condition of project for which you are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. It's the uncertain condition, uncertain scenario, that you are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. If it happen positively, it will become an opportunity for you. If it happen negatively, it will become an issue for you. Okay, so remember friend, one thing, that risk may have a positive impact or risk may have a negative impact on the project. If it has a positive impact, it will be an opportunity for you. If it has a negative impact for on the project, so it will become an issue for you. So if you can understand the risk is the uncertain condition for which uncertainty, that means you are not sure whether it will happen or not happen. Uncertainty. See, this is called as risk. Now, residual risk. What is residual risk? Friend, residual risk means that, see, whenever we have a risk, we must have to do the response planning. Like we have to implement some controls, some response planning to manage the risk. Many times it happens, friend, that after implementing proper controls and proper response and proper controlling, after proper controlling as well, the risk still exists. So the residual risk would then be whatever risk level remain after additional controls are applied. So that is called as a residual risk. Residual risk is a risk which still exists, which still remains after implementing the risk response planning and controlling. It will still exist. See, that is called as residual risk. What is the residual risk? Residual risk is a risk which still exists after implementing the controlling and response planning for risk. So that is called as residual risk. Friend, basically there are two types of risk are very important with respect to residual risk. One is the inherent risk. Inherent risk is a risk which exists when there is no controlling and no response planning. That is called as inherent risk. And the residual risk is a risk which exists after implementing the controlling. So it is, if it still exists, so we will say that it is a residual risk. See, just take a very simple example. I will try to explain you the difference between the inherent risk and the residual risk. Just take an example, friend. Before a few years back, what happened that whenever we were driving, the seat belts in the cars were not installing in the car, were not available few years back. It's a very normal thing that most of the car doesn't have the seat belt in the car. Okay, so if any car does not have the seat belt for driver or the passengers, so if it doesn't have the seat belt in the car, so what we will say that it will be a inherent risk. Inherent risk means the risk which exists without any controlling. So we will say that it is a inherent risk. Inherent risk means that because you know that the car doesn't have the seat belt, so it is open for us. Like if there is any issue occur, if there is any accident occur, so there are very high chances that the driver may face severe fatal casualties because the car doesn't have the seat belt. So if a car doesn't have the seat belt, we will say that it is an example of inherent risk. Now, if you install the seat belt in the car, still there are chances that if there is any accident occur, so maybe can be some casualties, or maybe some injuries can be held for driver or some the passengers. So the risk which still exists after installing the car belt in the car, so this risk would be called as the residual risk. Okay, see, the controlling, what is the controlling or response planning for an accident in a car is the seat belt. Okay, just take an example. What is the control here? Control is the seat belt. So the risk which exists before seat belt, that is called as inherent risk. The risk which still remain exist after installing the seat belt in the car, it is called as the residual risk. Why? Because we all knows that there are very high chances, there are still chances are there that after installing the car belt, still there are chances that the accidents can occur and the driver can face the injuries or problem. Friend, if the level of risk is below the accepted level of risk, then you do nothing. The management needs to formally accept those risks. If the risk is below the acceptable level of risk, if the level of risk is above the acceptable level of risk, then you need to find out some new ways to mitigate those risks. That also means you will need to reassess the residual risk. If the level of risk is above the acceptable level of risk and the cost of decreasing such risk would be higher than the impact of itself, then you need to propose to the management to accept these high risks. See, friend, here for residual risk, first of all you have to define the acceptable level of risk. Friend, if the level of acceptable level of risk residual risk is below, so you can accept. If it is above, you can't accept, you must have to do the response planning. So this is a very simple concept. First of all, you have to define the criteria that what is the acceptable level of risk for you, like how much risk you can accept. If the level of risk, residual risk, is below the acceptable level of risk, so you can accept it, you can okay, say okay. If it is above than that, so you must have to do some planning and you must have to do the response planning accordingly, because you can't say that if you know it very well that the level of the risk, residual risk, has more chances, has a more is above than your acceptable level of risk, and if still you don't do the response planning, so it is wrong. So friend, thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. If you like, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and thank you, thanks a lot for your time, and that's all from my side. Thank you.